Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC, and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it get put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so back here again tonight. Sorry I've been off this week. Just had some personal shit going on. But yeah, all good now. So we're back and we're building a very similar PC to the last one that we built.
The only thing that's different is different cooler.
We got a different cooler and different graphics card there.
Same case.
Yeah, same case. Yeah, these are on special at the moment. So definitely a good buy. Hey Richard, how you going? Good to have you with us. Alrighty, so in addition to that, we've got something a little bit different here. We've got a laptop that has dead Wi-Fi, so we've got to swap out a CNVI card on that. But yeah, so look, let's just move this stuff just to the side briefly because it's not going to take too long to sort out this laptop. So this is the CNVI card. It's so small you can barely see it. And so if you buy a Wi-Fi adapter that plugs into your PCIe slot, this is the little card. Wants to focus. This is the little card. He's getting up me. He doesn't want to focus on it, does it?
No. I think we need to
Yeah. The problem is you're trying to shoot for one lens that's good for one thing. Anyway, so basically the only things you don't really have to see it completely clearly, but there are these two little connectors up here where the antenna goes on. And if you've got the slot, this can just plug straight into your motherboard. So laptops will always have a slot for this. Some motherboards do, and I have used these before in the past to save customers a little bit of money on their build, but it only works out when there's an appropriate motherboard at a good price. So anyway, even if you buy a PCIe Wi-Fi card, it's going to have one of these inside it. Okay, so this is what Wi-Fi looks like, I guess you could say. So this little chip here, the CNVI module, this is what it looks like. And so even older Wi-Fi still came on a card like this. It was just a slightly bigger card because you know how everything sort of gets smaller, except for graphics cards. Okay, so we've got a HP laptop here. So sometimes these things are a little bit of a pain to get into. Yeah. So just with my prior, I'm gonna yes. Jesus. Just trying to get access to the screws here, so you've actually got to take off some stuff that's stuck down to get into the screws for these. As for how much,
yeah, there you go, because it was reflecting really hard.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't see anything, it was just like this big giant bright light.
So there's nothing under that sticker there. This will be a little bit of a discovery because we'll have to work out exactly how many screws is holding this thing together. Laptops typically have a heap of screws holding them together. And so there's just double-sided tape under these bits of rubber, so we can replace that if we need some fresh stuff. So the reason why some people call HPs horrible products is because of stuff like what we're doing now. And I'll bring it up closer to the camera so you can see what I've been doing a little bit clearer, because we don't have a roof cam.
I see.
Yeah, but the question...
they've done that so you don't see the screws.
Yeah, because you can't, you know, that's what every user who wants a laptop's all about. We don't want to see the screws on the bottom.
I reckon there's more than just those.
Oh, I think so as well.
I reckon you need to take the whole thing off.
Probably, but we'll try to do it as least aggressively as possible. So underneath these rubber seats, we've got screws. So they've hidden them. So whether we have to take these bits of rubber off all the way and completely redo the tape for it, which would be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest, we'll see. We've also got this other, looks like a star screw there, really small one. Just so, you know, ordinary people definitely can't get into this. No, can't touch the horrible product. So you can tell, yeah, we don't receive any sponsorship here from major brands. So I can say things like horrible product. I wouldn't want any HP sponsorship anyway. We're going to remove these 4 bolts because I want to give them a little bit of a I want to cut them a little bit of slack here and assume that they have made this relatively easy for someone with all the right tools to service. And if that's the case, then we only have these 4 screws here on the bottom plus that star piece screw over there.
Yeah, but pretty much every other.
Is that the smallest one? Hard is the smallest star piece that you can actually get with a standard toolkit. So I'm sure there's someone who's done a full video on this particular model laptop on taking it apart, how many screws it is, but yeah, who has time for that? It feels very, very solid on that. Oh, no.
There's just more screws?
I'm going to find that out. It doesn't look like it.
Oh, you do have more tape, but you can fix it.
I should be able to fix it.
What about the back? It's probably just stuck.
Yeah, I'd say so. Even can't even get my prying tool in there. I can't even get my prying tool in here. It's definitely where it gets taken apart from. Here we go. There we go.
Sounds like movement.
There we go. There's movement at the station. There we go. Yeah, sometimes some of these are like really tight on there, and it will feel like you can't get them.
Make it so like, you know, a slight drop the back won't come off.
Yeah, and I guess with the fact that it's only got 4 screws holding it in, which it does, I believe.
Except that one.
The little star screw,
Yeah.
just to stop kids from getting in here with your screwdriver, I'm assuming. Still feels like there's something holding it back. Aha! On the back here, there's a couple of extra screws. I'm just gonna retape this, I think, because I got to pull the whole thing off here. So it's coming off around the front, but I'm like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's coming off all the way though. So we had to remove. We didn't have to remove the front one all the way, but we do have these extra supports at the back that are clamping everything down. You gotta be sort of careful when you take these things off, right? Because you could easily snap something. So you've gotta be very, very careful. It's a measure twice, cut once type scenario. Go. Da, 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 da. We have access. So coming around here, this is what it looks like inside. So you might be thinking, oh shit, where is everything? So under there will be your M2 NVMe SSD. We'll have motherboard, CPU, chipset, MOSFET, etc. under there. We've got 2 fans here. Looks like this is just the CPU. Doesn't look like there's an actual discrete graphics card in here or anything like that. Over here, this is our CNVI module. So we've got our new replacement one. right here. And so basically we've got the two little antenna cables that are coming into the thing there. That's probably the hardest two little pieces to clip on, right? Other than that, single screw to release, and you just swap the part over. So pretty simple stuff, just a little bit of a pain in the ass to do. And if you don't have all the right tools, including the prying bar and all that, it will be a real pain in the ass experience for you. Now I can do something like this. The cost of the labor, it's $50, and then you don't have to worry too much about stuffing anything up on your own. Okay. So we've got some sticky here. Will I be able to get? Like I said, this is the real fiddly bit. There we go. We can put that little sticky back down over the top there, and hopefully that holds them in place. Very good. So now it's always generally a bit easier to put these things back than it is to take them out. So when you're putting them back, all you're doing is just pressing down the edges and it snaps back together. And then, you know, it's not fully together, right? You need to put your screws in and stuff like that. But that's the hard bit out of the way, right? Now it's just the simple process of bolting it all back up, and then the other pain in the ass piece is just that bit of sticky.
Cut down. And this thing also wants to know gaming laptops and will cut down versions of desktop computers.
Yeah, pretty much. Gaming laptops. This is the conundrum. You know, a laptop is a lightweight, portable PC that you can take on the run. And so as soon as you go, okay, we're going to build a PC that's designed to use like on the run, then you're going to run into the energy efficiency, power efficiency type equation, you know, because you've got the battery. If you build a PC that's a laptop, and instantly, like within 20 minutes of someone unplugging it, it goes from a full battery to nothing. That will get people really, really, really pissed off and complaining about your product. That's just a fact. That's just how that goes. People expect it to work. You know, if someone's buying a laptop and they want to do anything other than just basic stuff, meetings, presentations, etc., with their laptop, then they're sort of asking for it to, oh shit, we got magnets inside. Jeez, some sort of unprotected magnet, or it's designed to be magnetic on the bottom. I was pulling the screw off my screwdriver. And so the thing is, right, so you build your laptop. So you've got to make it like a less powerful version, because you need to.
Is it doing it again?
Yeah, on the other side, which makes me think that it's actually meant to be there. It's not something that's unshielded or something.
It's not in the like grams.
Alrighty, and then here's the smallest screw in the world. It is just tiny. Like, I can't really explain just how tiny it is. Well, I guess I can. It's approximately a millimeter. The head of it's approximately 2 millimeters. Once you get all your screws in, go around and just give it a press down on all the edges, just to make sure that it's in all the way. You can also visually inspect it as well, just to make sure that it's pushed down all the way. You see, sometimes I'm just going along there to feel it crack a little bit. Just do that. Especially if you're doing it for someone else, the last thing you want an end user to do is like crack their laptop. Trust me, people get very, very worried about that. A fully sick burnout. Okay, no.
No.
No, we're not cool. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. You know that one? You know that old story from back in my day?
It'll happen to you.
It'll happen to you. Okay. So we've got a bit of double-sided tape here. Unfortunately, it's not quite the right length. This is actually going to be kind of painful. But what if we cut it into smaller little pieces? It's mainly around the edge. Make sure that's actually in the grooves there. So yeah, unfortunately, shit like this is actually what makes it a little bit more expensive and a little bit more fiddly to kind of deal with. If only it was just a little bit easier to sort this out. Oh yes, we've got them down just on the corner there. This is a little bit shit. That's okay. Stick back down. But we just need a little tiny bit just in the corner. Okay, so there's our laptop all ready to go. I got some dandruff on it because I got dandruff, bloody dandruff.
Yeah, don't worry, I have dandruff too.
Yeah, so does like 3/4 of the human race, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so CNVI module. These things do sometimes die, unfortunately. They're pretty good generally. They're typical. A lot of them are made by Intel, so you know it's decent quality. But yeah, you will end up with certain situations where things like this will happen. They've all got a non-zero failure rate. So if you've got Wi-Fi on your computer and say it's integrated Wi-Fi, for example, on the motherboard, then it's just a case of replacing the Wi-Fi CNVI module, just like what we did just then with that laptop. So just before I go any further, while we're still on topic here, so on our motherboard here, this is a pretty standard looking motherboard. At the back here, you can see the Wi-Fi Bluetooth antennas. Underneath that, you'll see a couple of screws. Now, if you remove these two screws, yep, just the two, that will come off. It won't come off straight away, like it's being held on by more than just the two screws, but it's just that CNVI card that's holding it in. So once you remove those two screws, that will come out. Oops, sorry. Once you remove those two screws on the bottom, this whole thing will come out. That ASUS Wi-Fi, it says on the outside of it. You can just pull that apart, swap the card out, put the new card in, put it all back together, and it's done. The hardest thing is just those antennas. Like what I said before with the laptop. So never mind with, oh shit, I need to get a new motherboard or I have to run a dongle forever. That's not the situation at all. You can totally fix that. It's something that I consider to be like a user serviceable thing. It's only a couple of screws to unscrew. We're not talking about getting the soldering iron out or something like that. So in my opinion, very user serviceable, probably more for an intermediate advanced type person to do a job like that. Probably not ideal for someone's first like PC upgrade. If it is, it'd be a bit of a baptism by fire, you know. Alright, so let's get started with this build. So much the same as the previous build. You have the same motherboard and the same CPU, and I think the same RAM as well. So I think these two customers ordered at pretty much the same time, so they got shown similar things, and they were both happy with what they were showing. One customer wanted it changed to a 3070 and put a cooler on it for him. The other customer just went without the cooler and a 3060 Ti, so a bit more budget conscious on the first one. This one had a higher budget, so we could go with the 3070 and the cooler and stuff like that. So yeah, bit of a higher spec build. Kelly, that looks like Kelly from
Oh, is she from Fernie?
I think we're thinking of different people.
Because I was going through like small photos and this person commented and stuff and just having a conversation. Like literally have no idea who they are anymore.
Kelly Marie. Sounds like someone I worked with or we worked with.
Yeah, I swear to God, you used to work with her at Fernie Grove Coles.
Irana.
Oh yes, Arana.
Don't you hate that when someone starts talking to you and they remember who you are and they know you but you can't quite remember who they are?
Like her face looks really familiar. The name sounds familiar.
Who's she friends with? Check the friends. That's normally how I tell who people are.
No friends.
No friends.
Maybe I used to work with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like the only other place that I took like my controls was the fruit shop. This person did not work at Red Rooster. I know that for a fact. I did not work.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the fruit shop. But that doesn't sound right. I don't know. It's going to do my head in.
Okay, let me get this out of the way. Now for our cooler. So these are another good deal at the moment that I saw at Unimart. And you can pick this cooler up for about, I think about 130. And
I was going to say, I haven't seen you use this one before.
it's got a 6-year warranty on them, and they're on like a
Does it have RGB?
yeah RGB fans, 5-volt RGB. They're not 12-volt or anything like that. They're not trying to screw you.
No, you're not getting third enough.
Okay. So here is our accessories that come with it. So we get a fan splitter, and we get an RGB splitter. Very nice. I guess we're going to need that splitter because we don't have daisy chainable cables for our fans. Okay. So we use the actual mounting kit here for this cooler. It's a little bit different. I've got the single ring here for AMD. And then, oh, Jesus, don't lose that.
Oh God, Tim. Back to your old
Little,
tricks.
little, like, completely unique piece to this cooler that I definitely don't have spares of. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need that. We just need this bag of nuts and bolts. Washers, I should say, but we don't really need them. Okay, so we've got pre-applied thermal compound on this cooler. Oh, oh, it's one of these ring clips. These are fun. Oh, we drop everything. Okay, so it's going to go on like that. They're just the best, and by the best I mean the worst. That's why it's on clearance. Ugh. Yes, and it's on straight. Thank fuck for that. So like I said, we got pre-applied thermal compound on the bottom of this. So no one freak out that we haven't put any thermal down. Yeah. Oh, what's happened? It's freaking come off the thing. Yeah. Who? Who? As in your brother's partner. Holy shit. Just a little bit different. Okay, so that's why it's a little bit cheap on the cheap side because of that bracket there. That would defeat a lot of people, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't mind putting them together. And better I buy them than other people buy them, because at least I'm okay at putting them together. I'll get a bit better at it if I do a few more. Now that I've worked out the little sort of unit specific thing about that bracket there, they're always a bit of a pain in the ass. And they're all slightly different. So I thought this came with washers, but the washers are kind of like welded onto the bolts, so you don't even need it. You don't even need washers. Okay, so there's our cooler. It's going to be like this in the case. So yes, that's all looking good over that side. Now we can turn our attention to the case. Okay. Okay, so it's a bit of a clusterfuck in our case. Oh, speaking of clusterfucks in cases, man, I discovered this. If you like seeing like badly cable managed PCs, like the people who built them have no idea that there's anything wrong, to the point where they've posted photos of it unsarcastically. Check out Corsair Case Club. It's a Facebook group. It's a private group. Join and join me in leaving a sad emoji next to any that really just make you want to cry. Because while I'm not sort of condoning just like ripping shit on people, this is the internet, and you know it's it's kind of you're kind of doing the person a favour in a way, letting them know that there was something not quite right with how they built that. Thinking about what's better. You want to get better at building PCs. Don't post it online if you don't want any feedback. Right? No one wants to be in an echo chamber. Do you know how boring echo chambers are? Like, if you like, what the fuck's an echo chamber? An echo chamber is a place online where basically everyone shares the same view, and even if it's wrong, they'll still sort of like reassure each other and tell each other it's okay and that everything's fine and what you believe isn't wrong and you're right despite what anyone says, despite what science says, etc. Yeah. It's no fun because you don't get to express yourself properly, and you don't get valid criticism when something's not quite right. You know. Okay, so we put one cable tie around these cables. That just kind of keeps them together there a little bit. You don't necessarily need to do that, but you do want to feed the cables through at the front here where it's obscured by when you look at it through the front, because you don't want to see any of those cables, or you want to see the least amount of them as possible. So next we can do our power supply. Yep. Old school.
The last photo I took at your parents' place, there were houses for sale. We were in there, and I was like taking photos of it. That was the last time we were in there. That's the long photos.
True.
Oh, jeez. It's a downstairs balcony.
Isn't that Wabano? Oh, it's a mirror photo. Okay, yeah. I was like, why does it look fucking weird?
Okay.
Oh, bloody hell. Where am I there?
Tangalooma. This is our walk that you dragged me on. Where I basically died.
Yeah, because you need to get like more fit, so you don't die.
That was 13 years ago.
Yeah. Why? It was fun.
I couldn't walk after it. Like for 2 days, I was in pain. I couldn't do anything.
Okay. Well, I need the IO shield out of this box. No slices on my hands. How good's that? So we'll need a couple of additional offsets here in this case. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's made that mistake. I've also had a computer without the shield on at all. There we go. So if you're wondering what I was doing then, I had the cable from the fan stuck in between the motherboard and the IO shield then, which is always a great lot of fun. So when we have an ASUS motherboard, one thing that I always recommend you do is hook the pump up to the fan header. So the CPU fan header, I should say more accurately there. do have the radiator in, you might have to drop down the rear fan just a tad, just to make it a bit neater. Sometimes you need to do this to fit the 360mm radiator, but we've only got a 240 here, so that's no big deal. But I can probably push this back a little bit further. Yes, I can. So basically, is that not going to let us do that? Oh, what a shame. There we go. All right, and with those two in place, we can worry about the rest of them later. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay. So now we are at the fun part. This is where we've got to plug everything else into our motherboard. So, we've got some 5-volt RGB daisy chainable fans. So what that means is we can plug one end into the motherboard and the other one can go at the back of the case. And we can plug every other daisy chainable RGB fan into the same thing. Move over here to the 5-volt RGB header and just discreetly running the cable behind the motherboard there. And then we've got this cable here. This is our new fan RGB header from the motherboard. And so that just gets chained up in a chain. And we've got this one here, which is our fan splitter. So we only have to use the one fan header for that. But we'll also need this other 2-device fan header as well, because we've got that many fans. So this one here is a PWM header, so we'll use that for our cooler fans. And then this is just a DC splitter. So we'll run this one from the motherboard. And so we should be able to
No, Cat, no, you're not getting birds in on.
No, it can go at the bottom. It's going to be too hard to plug that in at the top. So one thing to do whenever you feed cables behind the motherboard like that, just make sure that nothing is catching.
He's just doing it. It's just looking at me like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. She's at that age where you can go, are you doing your poo? And they're like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I know, this is yuck. I don't like it either. Can you make it stop? Please make it stop. So, well, if it stops, you stop.
Pretty much.
Don't know if you want that.
No.
Oh god damn it.
Fucking y'all. Hey. He's getting frustrated. He's not getting this energy. Do not get 3, mate. Get 2. 2!
So we're plugging our front panel audio. We've got our RGB and fan.
Yeah, fluffy now.
Fluffy mouse. No, I don't have a fluffy now on there on me at the moment.
Here you go.
There's a fluffy now. However, he's got no time for our shit here tonight. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, yeah, Brad's PC is with us at the moment.
Yes, I remember.
Oh. What are we missing? Oh, here we are. Good. Very good. Stop paying attention to those little yip yips.
Or, no, that was someone hurting another. They don't understand how hard they bite.
No, of course.
When they bite each other, they're like, oh my god, that fucking hurts! And yeah, it does. But
Yeah,
they
they've
don't
got to.
understand.
They've got to learn. They've got to learn. It's
Yeah.
it's a. Yeah.
They're puppies. They're still learning.
Well, like I say, they call them dogs. They call them that for a reason. Bloody dogs.
Next door's dogs are barking at us again. Stupid little dogs. They've got more bark than balls. They're like rat dogs.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever Lisa's parents in all day, it's like, oh look, everyone, you're all okay. And as soon as her parents are there, he's like, pretends he's a pit bull.
Yeah, that was so fucking funny, eh? He'd suck up to you when mum and dad wasn't there.
That's why Lisa called him rat dog.
Yeah.
Don't fucking blame her. If my parents had a little dog like that, I feel like it would fucking
Okay. So we got everything hooked up except for our fans, RGB, and our graphics card. Everything's all hooked up to the motherboard. We've got some splitters and stuff to hook up here. So we need to hook up this one here. This is the triple splitter that comes with our cooler. So this has got to go on the end of our daisy chain. So where are we? Here's our daisy chainable connection. And here are the 3 cables that need to get plugged into it. Pretty simple. Just start on the end that's plugged into the motherboard, and you can't go wrong. Alrighty, so that's 4 RGB devices, and now we've got another male header over here, and that's got to go to our triple splitter. Oh. And now we've got 3 more male headers here for our Trinity here, the pump, fan 1 and fan 2. You know, the Holy Trinity. It was like Shrove Tuesday and Ash Wednesday this week for all of our Catholics.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're all giving up something worthwhile. Yeah. The dogs will be ready in a couple of weeks actually.
Yeah.
They're growing big every day,
2.5.
absolutely devouring the food. Costing me a fortune. What's that?
They've got 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah, a
So
couple of
if
weeks.
you want one, you can seriously come over and meet them.
Yeah, you can come over and meet them if anyone's interested in buying, or buying one, I should say. Come over and meet the dogs in person.
Yeah, Mum's a purebred. She was quite expensive actually. $3,000.
Yeah, the mum is very expensive. See, we didn't intend for this to happen. This is an unintentional litter of pups. So
whoever sold us the boy told us he was like de-sexed.
I thought it was a bit weird.
And the papers say he was de-sexed.
The paper says he's de-sexed, but
Jamie,
Yeah,
That's
but
where we're getting confused there.
yeah,
Because Moo he definitely has.
he's
his
definitely got his balls. He's fucking huge. He's fucking huge, and he's all psycho because he's all like amped up on testosterone.
Yeah, that's
He's
why
kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta like basically put my arm around him and like grab him with two hands just to calm him down. Like put my arm around him because he's pretty big, and then I gotta hold him. I gotta hold him down, like hold both of his arms down like this, and be like, just fucking settle down, mate. Just relax. Just relax. And eventually he starts to breathe, and then he starts to relax, and then he's all good. He just sits at my side getting pats and stuff like that, watching what I'm doing and shit. You gotta calm him down. He just gets so fucking excited. Yeah, he needs to get his balls cut off, because, well, not cut off, but he needs to be de-sexed. And yeah, he just seems, he's very tense.
Poor mate.
Very, very tense. Tense puppy dog. Alrighty, so we're getting there. So the best thing about working out how you're going to manage the cables is just to think about one rule, and that is, how easy is it going to be for you to change something out if something goes wrong. And where are we? If you think like that, then you'll come to the conclusion that as fewer cable ties as possible out back is what makes sense. Because if you try and use every cable tie that you get, you'll end up getting very, very, very frustrated if ever a fan dies on you and you've got to swap that out. Please don't make me remove the cooler to plug this in. No, it's gonna have to happen. It's so annoying. I don't think my fingers are getting skinnier.
What's wrong? Do you need a
No. Not at all. I just need fucking room to do what I want to do. Bloody hell. God, I hate that. Sometimes it's better to cut your losses. Okay. So now everything's all hooked up at the back there. It's looking nice and clean on the front. Let's just get that cable over there. These will sit above the graphics card. And this should be all nice and clean at the bottom here. I hate it when people have a micro ATX board and ATX case and they've got all the cables like coming across this bit of metal here. If you're going to have a micro in a full-size ATX case, run your cables behind the board there just so it's nice and neat. And yeah, don't have any cables coming out from there because it looks nice and clean and neat and tidy and like it's like this is meant for each other if you do it like this. But if you have cables just sticking out haphazardly, it sort of looks like looks a bit amateurish, if you know what I'm saying. And some people hate seeing a micro in a full-size case. I wouldn't ever get semantic about that. If we're gonna save money in some other way, then we may as well do it. So if you've got a case that has pieces like this that you press out, be very careful not to damage anything on the actual motherboard. Because a hit with one of these could potentially knock off one of these little chips here around our audio. It'll be so you could end up with a motherboard with no audio. So that'll be a whole bunch of fun for you. There we go, there's our graphics card. And so yes, it comes with a support bracket, but like I say to people, not really necessary. Just when you're doing a spring clean on it, if you notice it sagging, just take the card out, bend the back panel back into shape, because it's the bit at the back that does the bending. It's not so much the card itself. But I always include the bracket if anyone wants to install it on their own. I just don't want people thinking that, you know, it's a must. I sort of don't like doing it because it gets in the way if you want to play around with anything at the bottom there. So because it's an optional extra, and I don't think it really adds anything, you know, of value other than reducing people's paranoia about graphics card sag, which is just the metal around the card sagging. Like we had a look at the 40 series card the other day, and we looked at how long the PCB was compared to how long the actual card was. So it's not so much that the PCB or the printed circuit board, the actual graphics card itself has gotten bigger. It's the amount of cooling that's the size of the radiators and stuff that they're strapping to that card. So that's what's gotten bigger. And it's not so much the card itself getting bigger, if that makes sense. Sometimes that's not always completely clear to people, right? Like you think that you see them getting bigger and you just assume that, oh, that means like the whole thing's getting bigger, right? But no, it's mainly just the actual cooling solution that they're plugging into it. The other thing you can do, which I always do because I think it's cleaner, is you can run the power cable from above, and what you get with that is a little bit of extra support down the other end of the graphics card. Yeah. Hey, how you going? Good morning to you wherever you are in the world. Most probably the United States, I'd say, if it's this time of day. If my maths works correctly. I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so yeah, you got a little bit of extra support there on the other end because we've got the cables just coming in from the top there. Just tie them down so it's nice and neat. And voila! Here's your PC. Alright. Okay. So that turned out alright. That looks nice and clean. And so for this case, if you haven't got the cables right, you won't be able to get the back panel closed. There we go. Alrighty. So, moment of truth time. Let's see if it actually works. Because it's all good to go and put it together and talk about it, but if it doesn't actually turn on and work, it's not very good. Huh? Oh, okay. Rope toys, yeah, they like that. Do you want to check that cable, babe? All the way out? So yeah, I think that's looking pretty sexy. The main point to note is just it's nice and clean at the bottom there. Okay. So do you want to share the screen?
Yes.
And we're going to set up, and we'll flash a new BIOS onto this baby if needed. 2803, yes. So we go over here to our tools, to the Easy Flash utility, and we can see it there. B550M, Wi-Fi 2. Oh, did that not click? Obviously not. Just a bit of user error on my side. Yes, if someone wants dogs, please come get the dogs.
Please take them.
They're costing me a fortune, man.
Mhm.
I never realised how much money goes into dogs. They're bloody dogs.
They eat too much.
They devour food, man. Absolutely devour it.
Guys, no.
Every time you go out there, they think you're going to feed them. And they
Yes,
go absolutely
no,
nuts.
No.
And they're kind of at that awkward age where they're running around and they're playing, and then they can see the big dogs down in the backyard, and they want to go play with the big dogs, but they can't quite play with the big dogs yet. They're still too small. But there's a risk that they could be injured playing.
I got them all out, but this guy, he still has a home he's waiting for. His name's Faramir, but you can obviously
You can call him whatever you want. She just called him all Lord of the Rings names because she loves Lord of the Rings.
Like his brother's name was Boromir, but Dad's taken him and he's called him Boris. So, you know, you can change his name.
Yeah, her dad gives animals like human names.
Yeah, that's where I get it from. Like, I used to have a fish called George.
She had a fish called George.
Yeah, Siamese fighter.
Siamese fighter, and you named it.
Yeah,
Wow.
of course.
I never named fish. Fish are fish. I'll get this one shipped out tomorrow. I've actually got one that's shipped that I don't know what's going on with it. I'll have to talk to Ostpost about it. Because normally I won't get a tracking like straight away, but I normally get it the next day. And if not, it's the day after. But it's been a few days now and I haven't got tracking. I got an unhappy customer.
I'm sorry.
People just get nervous because it's a computer and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
It's not.
we've got lots of reviews. We're not trying to fuck you
Yeah,
over.
no, but it's not that we're fucking them over. It's that like Ostpost is fucking them over.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But no, I'll follow up on that. It's rare that they lose things, especially a big box like a computer. Like, it's easy for a letter or a smaller parcel to go missing because when the trucks, like when they load it into a truck or something like that, right, they take the weight of the cargo, and if they notice like 10 kilos is missing, like a computer which weighs more than 10 kilos, that stands out big time. They see that those numbers are not the same, and something that is meant to be on this load is not on this load, because they monitor the weight very, very closely. That's like the main thing that they're concerned about, because it defines how many, depending on the weight of the boxes, it defines how many they can put on a pallet, how many can go on a truck, etc. So they take care of things and they don't lose their weight. So if at any point the computer is not with the rest of the stuff that it's meant to be with, that sets off alarm bells that they've lost considerable numbers of parcels that are meant to be on here. And
if a postie decides to, like, you know, just take a parcel, they're literally liable, and it's
everything
online.
gets shipped as signature on delivery required. So if you're not home, it just gets taken to the LPO.
Yeah, and if he leaves,
and then you need
there,
photo
it gets
ID
stolen.
with your address on it to pick it up, so no one can really steal it. And if it goes to the LPO and you, for whatever reason, don't pick it up, it'll just get returned to me. Eventually, they'll just ship it back to me. But not for a while. They'll wait like weeks for you to pick it up. So yeah, don't worry if you don't get tracking like immediately after I ship it or something like that. Never lost a parcel, and yeah, there's insurance and stuff like that, but yeah, not through Ozpost. My insurance through Ozpost is how I pack the PCs for shipping. That's the insurance to me. I'm trusting that they won't lose one, and if they do, it's such a rare occurrence that it's not going to be a huge deal.
I've cut up a heap of rope from the copies and they're just going nuts. They're like, oh my god, look at all this stuff to play with.
Can I eat it? Can I eat it? Can I play with it? Can I stick it in my mouth? That's what they're like.
Mm-hmm. They happen so much fun.
I'll bet.
They're so cute.
Okay, so I'm not in the United States. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing at the moment.
So I have a very expensive chair, but I'm having problems with my armrest. So the bolts have come out of it. Hey Emily, how you going? Oh yeah, that's okay.
Oh yeah. He's living his best life.
Oh, I'm just having really bad luck with my fucking chair. You'd think they'd use like relatively standard size bolts.
No.
No, the opposite.
Who breathes?
Okay. No, yes.
Boris. Are you a handsome little man? He's so pretty.
Your dad knows how to pick him.
Yeah, he's like.
He's also smart.
Hey?
He's also really smart.
Yeah, I told Dad that. Like, you picked like the prettiest, smartest,
Yeah.
biggest looking one.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be the biggest out of all of them. I reckon. He's pretty he's already like taller and bigger than the others. So. But he's also like really smart and very lovely. Like, out of all the puppies, he's the one that bites the least.
Yeah.
Except for the little one. She doesn't bite. Basically. If I pick her up, she's just like, oh yeah, you got me. She's like a chihuahua.
Yeah, every computer needs VLC media player, the Swiss Army knife of media players.
I'm very smart, Robin. Good boy. He's doing aggressive tug of war with me.
Oh,
The little one's like mounting his face. This one. Little one. Little boy. And she's trans.
okay, there's our graphics card driver for our RTX 3070. So we got a few things sort of timing out on us here.
Huh? Lois. Oh. No. Alright.
So a couple of things have timed out there on us. Yeah, okay. That looks like it's resumed. Okay, there it goes. Can start NVIDIA installer again.
Puppies.
Okay. Alrighty, so Wi-Fi and Bluetooth hasn't installed. Okay, so a few of these things are just not really wanting to play ball with us tonight. Yeah, look at that, store's not even wanting to open for us. And it's like afterburner. We don't normally have this many problems installing stuff, so if I clicked restart, we're going to be stuck on this screen for a little bit. Okay. No worries then. Looks like I'm going to have to wait for this to do its thing before I do anything else anyway. And that's the thing, you can go and set up your computer the same way every night and a random error will happen. And this is the kind of thing you work through.
Tim,
Yeah.
how do you want to inquire for us in the 37?
They're about 800, so they're fairly expensive.
Tim,
3060 Ti if you're after a good value GA104 card.
Tim,
Mm-hmm.
Mark wants to know, will you be live streaming his build the Ryzen 5600 and RX 6700
Yeah, yep.
All builds are live streamed.
Yeah, all builds get live streamed. Yeah. Can't you go with my mum?
Like Tim doesn't want to come to me. Did you see him in the
Go with Munchie.
Yeah, March as soon as she's in, I take her to. I need to talk to you, Mum.
Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back in Windows finally.
Back in the back.
yeah. Okay, so we got partway through that install. We got held up on a couple of items. So, Blizzard, or BattleNet as it's called. It used to be Blizzard. GeForce Experience didn't install. Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure your mum covered.
MSI Afterburner stuffed up for us, I think. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so excited, Gabe.
Yeah, I live stream all the builds, all the new PC builds. I live stream most repairs, sometimes no. It depends on the situation. Sometimes it'll be like a walk-in customer, and yeah, like it won't. I won't have time to do it. They'll be in a bit of hot water and need it done ASAP, and then it will just be like I'll just do it for you right now, sort of thing. And we generally won't be live for things like that. But yeah, if it gets left with me overnight, it gets live streamed. So I think it's good to make content on things like that, random shit like the laptop repairs and upgrades and stuff that you can do. Okay, so that's all going on. Armory crate's gonna do its thing very slowly. Bloody hell, we're not waiting for that. So we set up MSI Afterburner so we can start running some gaming benchmarks. So we'll run Heaven on high, no anti-aliasing, same as always. And that number there below RAM is how many frames per second. Oh, groove music? I don't think so. We don't need any groove music.
I'm sure you might. I told her
Explain to her who Pink is. She probably doesn't
I
know.
told her to YouTube her. Your mom would be like, oh. I will share it.
Alrighty, so that was Heaven there on high with no anti-aliasing. Yeah, that should be fine. Alrighty, so here's Valley. Do this one on Ultra with max anti-aliasing. And this is also a more demanding benchmark, and we're running it on higher settings. Same resolution.
Trees are really growing, man. Keep going.
Sorry for the interruption here. Armory Crates decided it wanted to... Oh no, it's going back to installing more. Okay, back to the benchmark. Keep interrupting us, I think. Armory Crate. Very annoying. That's why I normally get everything else sorted like that before I run the benchmarks. But that's okay. I'm sure you get the idea. So annoying. You know, if we had MSI, Gigabyte or ASRock, we wouldn't have this still going on. We would have this utility installed already. Alrighty, so that was Valley there, albeit with interruptions. Oh, look at this. They're actually here. Okay. And finally we do the superposition benchmark, and we do that at 4K. So you might be asking why I'm not testing 1440p. It's because the capture card is 1080p. So this screen that we're looking at here is 1080p, and the other two benchmarks don't allow for me to do a like 4K resolution at 1080p on the monitor. It'll only run at the native resolution, so I can only run the other two at 1080, and then this one doesn't give me a 1440p option. It's just a 4K option. So nah, cat does not like the dogs. Pretty much because the cat's terrified of the dogs.
Yeah.
He thinks the dogs are going to get him. Oh, what happened there? It just decided to crash on us because of the fucking armory crate installing in the background. Oh, I thought we were past that, but it's still gonna play up for me. What's up?
My cousin William's sold to My Chemical Romance tickets.
Oh,
Take me! Take me! That was my first concert. New.
it's PowerShell as part of these installer packages that's letting us down. And then once it does that, the benchmark crashes. Pretty much because of the 4K optimized thing that it's running. There's our Wi-Fi and Bluetooth driver. Finally. It's an off-brand MediaTek. Not the Intel ones. Now eventually this will be done and it will actually be able to run the benchmark properly without being interrupted. And everything else is ready for our stress test. Office 365 is installed. So yeah, Microsoft Office pre-installed. The thing is with Microsoft Office now is it's a subscription. And you might be like, oh, that's so annoying, blah, blah, blah. I need another subscription like I need a hole in my head. Yeah, but remember that it's most probably a tax deductible expense for you. Because there's not too many jobs you do now that you don't need a computer and need to have access to that. You know, if you're going to apply for a new job, you pretty much need Office. And so you can claim that, you know, it's not much, it's like $10 a month. You'll be able to claim all or some of that on tax. So yeah, don't worry too much. That's my advice. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Do you know what a funny thing to change your Wi-Fi to? Change your Wi-Fi to ASIO surveillance van. And then your neighbours will be freaking out that ASIO's onto you. So these are pretty boring. Who's got a Nokia phone still? So one of the neighbours has a Nokia that's hotspotting. Telstra, Dodo, Wi-Fi, 7BOD, nice hexadecimal code there on the end, same with that. Optus 46E99A, that looks like another hex code there on the end. 7D3R, that's not a hex code because R is not a hex number. I'll always use cable if you can, it's just more reliable. Thank you very much. Now we can finish this off. Okay, so that was superposition there, finally. So yeah, everything is all good to go. We've got our Bluetooth and our Wi-Fi installed. Looks like we've got an update that wants a restart. We'll go ahead and do that. Make sure there's no other cumulative updates. Then yeah, this will be all good to go. And I think this one is being picked up, so happy days. And yes, you'll be compatible with Windows 11. Updating to Windows 11 is just like a Windows update, so just go in here, check back later, and you'll get the option. It'll just say install now, and then if you click that, it'll just do its thing, keep using your computer as normal, and then next time you restart, you'll have Windows 11. The license key for Windows 10 copies straight over to Windows 11. So there's no problems there. We've got the latest BIOS on your motherboard, so everything on the BIOS will be ready for Windows 11. And yes. So now we're on to the final part of the night, where we run our stress test. Yep. So we run this for 90 minutes, and over here we'll stress our graphics card. Alright. And we'll go over here and we'll do our stress test on the CPU. Oh, and I should probably open up hardware monitor. So we're going to need that. Did I close that before? I swear it was already open. Alrighty, so our CPU temperature, this one here, this can get up to 95 degrees. So plenty of headroom there. The cooler's working exactly as it should. Down here we've got our graphics card, so the GPU there can get up to about 83 degrees, and the hotspot there can get up to like 110 degrees, so you're going to be fine. No problems there at all. It's running completely sweet. But we let this run for 90 minutes just to be sure everything's all good. And yeah, it gets pretty boring for me, and this is the point where I go and have my dinner and start getting ready for bed. Alrighty. Well, go back to full screen. And so yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're getting really, really close to 1,000 subs on YouTube, so if you get the chance, please go over there and drop me a subscribe. It really means a lot. Getting to 1,000 on a YouTube channel is the point where YouTube's algorithm starts taking you more seriously. Anyway, so thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.